Look at that. Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, I was thinking about that helicopter crash that happened in DC, you know, where the helicopter hit the plane. And how that knuckleheaded pilot that was in the military, she ignored her training on co-pilot's orders and decided to just fly into a plane, you know? And that got me thinking about the military. And guys, one of the worst things we ever did was let these 304s into the military en masse. Whoever thought that letting all these broads into the military is a good idea?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world. Guys, I have nothing but respect for all the service members, right? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for your service. Alright, but guys, nothing hurts my heart more to know that they're putting a bunch of chicks, a bunch of guys, and a bunch of in the military and in places where they don't belong. Now guys, here we have this dunderhead right here who is supposedly a captain in the army, right? And she's gonna try and explain to us how the only reason why women haven't been outdoing men in the physical requirements is because the testing for the women has been lowered, right? She honestly thinks that women are faster and stronger than men. Now guys, Orange Man is making it so that the women's standards are raised. And she thinks that that's a good thing because that means that women are going to be able to prove themselves. So guys, we'll get into this, but before we do, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Guys, I have a second channel called 50 and 304s. Join my Discord. Check out the playlist at the end. And guys, I'm offering membership styles, so hit the join button or hit the description link. And yeah, guys, I appreciate all you guys that are already members. And guys, look at the blue hair, right? Because we know nothing good's gonna come from this. Let's go.
What do I think about the military getting rid of the gender-based fitness rules? Finally! Okay, so here's what happened. Men, white men, decided that you had to have a certain level of fitness to be a soldier, and it had to be all the same across the board, and that it had to be different for men and women. And then men wrote that down, and then men used that for many, many decades to keep women out of combat operations.
Look at that.
Which generally keeps them out of advancement. And women, like probably her, and definitely like me, who were always outperforming 93% to 96% of their peers.
Look at that.
Have been saying, do it, for a long time. I simply cannot wait. And please, military women, please, those of you on active duty, please entertain us. Like, my soul needs to see you just like tell us that you just smoked past your angriest, grossest Pete Keg's breath white bro specialist or sergeant. Smoked past him on that hill.
Look at that.
Or on that PT test. And then just walk up to him and film this, please. And be like, hey, Sergeant, what'd you get in your PT test? And he says, like, oh, 265. And then you drop I got a 293. Suck my D. And they can't do anything about it. Nope. They got rid of their sexual harassment programs. Yes, they did. Please entertain us with how badly you are going to embarrass these fragile men that don't have the ovaries to do a smidgen of the things you deal with on a day-to-day basis as a woman. You have more perspective than them and more power than them. Way to go. Have a day. I'm former Captain Mestinek of the U.S. Army. I wrote a book called Uncultured, where I was one of the first women to be on a deliberate ground combat team, which led to the coming down of the combat ban. Sad thing that they're trying to show to you is wrong, but even their own internal stuff shows is so much better. And I even got a coin from President Obama. You can get copies of my book attached.
All right, guys. So her qualifications, she actually thinks that that's gonna make people listen to her, right? Since you got a coin from Obama, whoop-de-whoop, right? And she wrote some book, right? And guys, I told you, rate the Delulu level.
It's over 9,000!
You guys think anything she said is true? Right? Guys, the Delulu level. The Delulu level. She honestly thinks that there's a bunch of chicks outscoring specialists on PT tests, right? Come on.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Look at that, guys. And even if there was, let's just grant her that there's 1 or 2 chicks out of the billions in the military. Guys, look. She looks like she has 900,000 miles and like 7 accidents on the Carfax. This is what it does to you, I guess. But guys, this is all cap. This is all bullshit, right? You guys honestly think there's women out there that are gonna beat men at anything?
Shit.
And guys, who wants to bet that her book is trash?
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Who's gonna read that, right? You know? Absolutely insane. Now, guys, here, I have a news report where this officer in the Marines, who's a woman, is gonna argue why women shouldn't be in combat roles, right? So, guys, let's check this out and then let me know whose word that you're gonna take over this issue.
Recently, Congress has mandated that all branches of the military review policies that restrict female members' service. The Marine Corps, that means integrating women into the infantry. This summer, several volunteers are the first women to train for the infantry and will join their brothers in arms this fall. But not everybody believes this latest step towards equal rights is a good idea, including a female Marine officer who has been on the front lines.
There it is.
Joining me now is
there it
Captain
is.
Katie Petronio. Good morning to you, Captain.
Good morning.
So before we talk about what may happen in the future, help me understand what women are allowed to do right now.
There's numerous support roles that women have right now. There are certain restrictions also, and that's what Congress is kind of mandating that we look into. Fields like infantry or artillery or tanks are areas that females have not been allowed to participate in.
So there was this push in the last couple of years to let women do more, to technically be on the so-called front lines. Do you agree with it?
Well, there's really no front line anymore. This isn't conventional enemy. Females have definitely played a strong role in combat operations in a supporting capacity. My specific concern is opening up infantry for females.
Why?
It's definitely not a cost. The cost definitely outweighs the benefits.
There you go.
It's not going to help the individual, and it's not going to help the institution. We're a warfighting institution, and combat readiness needs to be at the front and foremost when we make decisions like this. And I don't think that this change is going to benefit anybody.
But why not?
Why not? There's an understanding or a misconception outside of the Marine Corps that preventing women from taking on these roles possibly restricts our opportunities for promotion. In the Marine Corps, men and women are promoted at the same rate.
Mm-hmm. There you go, guys. Now, guys, what did that previous green-haired dunderhead say, right? That women aren't getting promoted enough. Well, according to this officer in the Marine Corps, they are, despite not having combat roles, right? Funny how that works.
So the other question then I present is longevity. We're talking about opening up opportunities for females, but my concern that I point out in the article is that there's these gender-specific medical concerns that are going to come with opening these fields that I'm not so sure we've really thought about. Mm-hmm. And on the backside of that, there's going to be a cost associated with these medical conditions. And are we ready to pay the price for that?
I guess that was my question about why you think that it's a bad idea, because you yourself, I mean, by all regards, you're a very high-achieving woman, not only in life, but in the military. And what you point out in this article is that you went through some of the rigorous training that the men did, and what happened to you?
I've faced a lot of weight loss, muscle atrophy.
Look at that.
I also developed polycystic ovarian syndrome, which for me resulted in infertility.
Damn.
It's a type of combat environment these days that's very strenuous, and I was only doing a portion of what our infantry brothers do. physically fit. Definitely one of the top in the females for physical fitness. However, I degraded. And of course, I understand that every female is going to break down at a different rate, but our male counterparts are breaking down also, and I just think it's an unnecessary risk that we could be taking on.
So let me understand this. If, in fact, women are going to be on these so-called front lines, I know you say they don't really exist anymore, but just for terminology, on the front lines, will it be their own personal choice to be allowed to try it out, or will they just be commanded to do that even if they don't want to?
This will be a blanket assignment. So anyone, any female who joins the Marine Corps, private, as an enlisted side, or as a second lieutenant, as an officer, can be told to serve as an infantryman. And she will have to serve in that capacity.
All right, Captain Katie Petronio, a U.S. Marine.
Guys, what kind of stupid question is that? So, will she have to serve in combat if she doesn't want to?
You stupid woman!
Of course she will, you dunderhead. It's the military! See, guys, they don't think this through. They don't think this through, man. It's absolute dunderheads. And all these chicks that are advocating for this, they would never want to be out here doing the real combat, man. They think because there's someone out there somewhere who wants to do it. Absolutely insane. And they think that us men want to compromise our safety all for some broad? Shit. Guys, let me know what you think. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, guys. I'm out of here. Have a good one.